So we got more progress on setting up the middle building. We already had all the grading done and the driveway done, and the next steps, of course, was to have the concrete guy come out, create a form for the footers and the slab. And we were able to organize that along with the plumbing on the same day, and the soil impaction test done by an engineer on the same day too. I was really kind of concerned if all that was going to work out, but it actually worked out on the same day. Plumbers showed up right as the sun was coming up. They were here about 7 o'clock in the morning. They started their framing, and then about an hour later, the plumbers showed up. They had to wait maybe an hour before they can get into there, and they had to have the framing set up, which I'll show you the framing. So they had to have the 2x4 framing you see here, which is framing the slab and the footers, set up so that way they know where to put the plumbing pipes, obviously, because they had to measure from those corners and sides and all that kind of thing. So everything, all the organization went okay for all that to be set up. But then so all that was done, and we had the inspector come out to inspect the footers because the plumbing was still being worked on, and the inspector failed the footers. This is one of the things which is great, really good that we had the inspector, because at least if the inspector didn't come out, we may not have known the footers were up to par, and then that could have caused structural issues on the middle building as time moved forward. So I mean, really, that's kind of a blessing, not so much of a bad thing. So whenever we had the quote done, we were looking at different types of buildings, maybe even a yurt or a middle building. And we had some and other companies who were just selling the middle building by itself, and we had to go find our own contractor for the concrete. Now we were getting some quotes around $28,000. It was like, wow, that seems like a lot just for pouring a concrete slab. And then we found a company in Asheboro. They was like, well, we do the middle building, and also we do the concrete too. And the concrete's only $14,000. I was like, hey, that's awesome. Yeah, that's like surprisingly low. I mean, that's not near what we've been told by other people. So that's great. And we'd let them know that it was going to be done according to, it was going to be inspected and everything up to code. And so that was good, because we wanted to make sure that was good in the middle was done right. And we had to do an upgrade on the metal structure to have reached to be sturdy enough to pass inspection. So, and then in addition to that, there was nothing else that had to be upcharged on the concrete. Well, they should have upcharged us on concrete, because when apparently that $14,000 was not doing a concrete slab or footers up to code. So we'll go ahead and show you what we're looking at here. So you can tell right here. So this is the form for the footers. Now we had the grade, which is, you can see over here where the dirt is, that was compacted. And then we had the drop off from there down to where the footer is and the rebar, and the grade back over here again. So there's no problem with the rebar, but common sense lets you know when you dig a hole, something similar to that or something, to put a post in the ground. In North Carolina, you got to be below the frost line, which is 16 inches. And the concrete guy was saying, oh, we could go 16 inches from the edge of the wood. So, from the edge of the wood here down to the bottom of the footer, that's 16 inches or more. Hey, that's great. Yeah, I didn't think this looked quite deep enough, because we had a metal building at the old house, and the footers were a lot bigger. All right. So when the inspector came out, he said, no, you're crazy. It has to be 16 inches from the edge right here, from the edge or the grade of the dirt down to the bottom. So in some areas, that's 4 to 6 inches shallower than what it has to be. And that's pretty much all the way across here. So, I guess this goes back to the thing of saying, if a deal sounds like too good to be true, it is. I mean, that's really kind of what happened here. So they were quoting $14,000 for a footer that's not up to code. And you know, it'd been different, I feel like, if we were just told, hey, you know, I understand, hey, you want to do everything up to code, it's going to cost you this much, you know, but that wasn't told. So I guess, you know, that's kind of a little deceitful on that side, I feel like. But so we're in the process of still working out the final cost on all that to get this done correctly here. But hopefully that'll be after the rain next week happens and it dries up. They'll be back out to dig them footers back out deeper, so that way we can go ahead and get that past inspection. Now the plumbing, it looks all up to good here. So kind of working in reverse here. So you can see there's a pipe. There's like a sleeve of one pipe. It's going to be under the footers here and then going up to there. And the drain pipe is heading out to the septic tank is inside that sleeve. So if we ever had to replace it, at least we have that sleeve still under there. And all that goes up to here. Branches off to this place over here, and this is where the kitchen sink is. Kitchen sink comes up, hit the wall there. I thought this was a little close to here, but I believe this hopefully should be enough for the thickness of the metal building wall there. If not, that may have to move over a little bit. So then we kind of follow this back over here. Look at this birds there. And all this seems to be graded pretty good on the slope it has to be here. Then we come over to where more of the laundry room and the bathroom is. I told the guy, I was like, hey, I know we got plans of everything is, but can you label these? I want to know what they are. So this is the washing machine drain pipe. No, oh, lavatory. Okay, there we go. That's a vent pipe right here. Shower drain there. And then over here, this is the bathtub drain right there. And then of course follow this over there, and that's where the toilet is over there. I thought that was interesting. You can see at the bottom there, there's some insulation. And the point of that was in case the toilet wasn't quite lining up when the concrete's poured around it, it gives a little bit extra room for the pipe to be moved a little bit if it needs to, because there's the foam around it. So I thought it was kind of neat. Just have to make sure we seal that up afterwards, I guess. And then of course, the water line, which is currently under pressure here, so it can be passing the inspection when it comes out, goes under the footer. Water line there goes under the footer, comes up over here and through there. Actually looks like that kind of goes through the footer actually. Hopefully that's up to code. Guess we'll find out. So the plumbing looks like they knew what they were doing. Pretty sure the concrete guy knew what he was doing, but he was trying to give us the budget deal that we paid for, not what we actually needed. So, but anyway, the plumbing inspector should be coming out Monday, I believe. Hopefully all that passes. Then there'll be, the plumbers will come back out, fill all this back in with the dirt, get this all leveled out again in the middle. And then we'll get the concrete guy here after everything dries up Tuesday or so, and get them to do the footers right. Hopefully it passes inspection this time. And then we'll be able to get that slab poured. It's going to be a little scary because of the cold weather. It did say they're adding calcium to it, supposed to help it dry faster. Also, we upgraded for another $2,300. I'm assuming that's legitimate price, I guess, to get the more reinforced concrete, maybe have less cracks in this, and also supposedly that would decrease the drying time because it's more it's a 4,000 psi concrete compared to we were coated the 3,000. So anyway, this is where we're at on the project here right now. So hopefully plumbing passes, and then we get these footers done. And of course, that's going to be more money. That's just the way it is. We knew pretty much that this was all going to happen. You get just not pleasant with the surprises, but we'll work through it. But so far, you know, all this is, we're still within the budget for getting the metal building up at least, and then we can start working on inside. All right, well, I'll keep you updated. Thanks for watching.